The world will soon experience a famine of unprecedented scale globally, so much so that we will witness men and women eating their children. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty.
This is Dabu7. This is a look at what people in Australia have experienced over the weekend as people are taking to social media very upset with what's going on with these huge queues, packed stores, empty shelves. And this is right after they announced this brand new 5-day COVID lockdown that was going to take place after they discovered just a single confirmed case. So this is an example when we look around the globe of places going back into lockdown, and not just going back into lockdown, doing it over one case. And there seems to be a run on the shelves here, on all the stores, all the food and the products, and you can see here people lined up outside of these places, reminiscent of what we seen in the beginning of all this. And in France and other places, they've just went back into lockdown mode, and this comes on the heels of them announcing that the lockdowns were not doing the job that they had thought. Even the WHO came out and made announcements in regards to a lot of this stuff, but we always say, have a plan. If you haven't noticed, the markets are going crazy all over the place.
All praises, glories, and honors to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Shem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught me this truth, as well as men of like mind. Shalom Chasad, which means peace and mercy to the elect of the nation of Israel, whom I so call Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelite foreigners of the sea land of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom are scattered here in America, which is Babylon the Great, and abroad. And to you I say Shalom and Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua Ratazah. This lesson is edifying now. Last year's global lockdowns had caused many cities, grocery stores, and supermarkets to experience unprecedented influxes of people, and where they were excessively buying victuals. Victuals are food and drink out of fear for the CV-19 pandemic. Okay, which we understand that Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, beginning with his elites, had used and still are using as a scapegoat through gradualism to achieve a desired end, which we understand and know that their ultimate agenda, which is the agenda of their noble order, is to cause all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, which is the RFID microchip. But before they mandate it, they will first condition the minds of the people into gradually getting prepared into taking it, and not just taking it, but into willingly wanting to take it. But anyway, things that we had seen last year are a foreshadowing of the things to come, because the things to come are going to be far worse than the things that we had experienced last year and even now as I speak, because there's going to be a famine very, very soon. There's going to be a lack of bread, lack of water, and you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, you're going to be eventually forced to eat your own kids because your backs will be pushed that far back against the walls. And this has happened before in our history in Samaria. And you read the account in the book of First Kings. And when you had two women boil one woman's child and eat it, and the other woman that had promised the other woman whose child she had boiled, that look, you boil your child today, I'll boil mine tomorrow. She never did it. So she had supplanted her in that account. You could read that, in the First Kings. But anyway, the point is that there's gonna be a famine, man. And all these different stores and supermarkets, they're all gonna be emptied out. Because people are gonna start going back in great influxes, because you see right now things are a little quiet, so to speak, so-called. People are, chilling out, relaxed. But very soon, when the Lord turns up the heat, we're going to start seeing people run back into these different supermarkets and 99-cent stores and local grocery stores to try and buy things up and hoard things up out of fear of famine, which it will come very soon. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 verse 22, and suddenly shall the sown places, and is not America, Babylon, the greatest sown place, where everything is consumer based? Because America is a consumer based nation. Everything is like in an instant. You could just go down the block and go to the store and buy whatever you want. You could buy food whenever you want. Everything is readily accessible, readily available. But what happens when all that is gone? And the word sow goes back to the word sow, which means to scatter. And America has sown, these Edomites have sown their kingdom upon nothing but the bloodshed, the raping, the robbing, and the murdering of the children of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. But to be more specific, all these stores, all these supermarkets, your Key Foods, your Dollar General, your Family Dollar, and all your different stores internationally, all your stores worldwide, which are likened unto sown places, very soon they're going to appear unsown. They're going to appear as if they were never sown. They're going to appear as if they had never been there, as if they had never had any food to begin with. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. All your different storehouses, that's all going to be found empty. And another thing, too, that's going to happen is that truckers are going to end up being unable to bring goods to these different stores, which can only hold 3 days worth of goods. So once the truckers start bringing food to the different stores, that's going to cause these stores to start running out of goods. And then eventually, it's going to cause a shortage and then a famine. And when things are less, they become more expensive. So people have to also worry about inflation. Because guess what? This man's system is dollar. That's about to crash. That's about to crash as well. And once that, once the dollar becomes more inflated, once this man's debt keeps going up, and then eventually inflation kicks in, it's gonna cost thousands of dollars to buy a slice of bread. Not a slice of bread, but a loaf of bread. Let me not even say it like that, but even in that, man, it's gonna get real bad. You're gonna have Israelites fighting each other for food, because our Lord Yahweh Shah said what? Here in the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12, he says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. What is iniquity? Sin upon sin. What is sin? 1 John chapter 3, verse 4, transgression of the laws of the Most High. Who were given the laws? The nation of Israel. Psalms chapter 147, verse 19. The Lord said that a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. In the book of 2 Ezra, the 15th chapter. But shall spoil his goods, roughly paraphrasing. Because the time is coming when, again, the sown places are going to appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Just like you can see here in this line where everyone, is waiting to get into the store to buy goods because they're afraid due to, the new lockdown that was announced in the city of Perth in Australia. It says long lines, packed stores, and empty shelves hit Australian city. Why? Because people are buying up the goods out of fear of a famine. So we're going to start seeing more empty shelves internationally, especially over here in America, Babylon the Great, as time moves on, man. The Lord's going to cause everything to come one after the next, like a chain reaction. So, I just wanted to do a quick lesson. I was looking for a topic to do a lesson on, and Spirit just gave me a topic to Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So, Lord's willing, it was edifying to the elect. Until the next Lord's willing, I say Shalom.